All right, good morning. So, I read a couple of books last week. I was on a romance kick, so most of what I'm going to talk about is romance. But I'm going to start with The Notorious Pagan Jones. It's a mystery. It's also a historical fiction, so I think it probably would fit well in that category as well. It is about an actress in the 60s, which is historical fiction, has this stuff that happens in the 80s, which makes me feel ridiculously old, but we won't go there. This happens in the 60s, and it is happening right when Germany is splitting up Berlin. So I don't know how much you know about after the war in Germany, World War II, how bad things went. Badly. The answer is it went very badly in Germany for them after they lost the war. And so they divided Berlin up into four quadrants. And the one that is still owned by Germany slash Russia, if I remember correctly, is very much different than the other parts. And so maybe you remember the Berlin Wall, which came down a very long time ago as well. But this book talks about what it's like to live on one side of Berlin versus the other. So she is an actress, and she has been in reform school for a minor incident involving a car crash and a couple of deaths. And she doesn't feel like she's worth redeeming. But when they offer to get her out of reform school so she can go act in this movie, she's like, I mean, how much worse could it be, right? And so it's nice to see her sort of grow. It's nice to see the historical fiction part of it, to see what was happening in Berlin at the time. It's also, they talk about clothes and shoes and hairstyles. So it really is a lovely snapshot maybe of 1961, which I actually enjoyed. The mystery part of it was also good. It was an action thriller kind of. I could see it being a movie even. Like, it's really good. I actually really liked it. Like I said, it's in mystery. If you want it, you can come get it. So I've talked about this book before, Don't You, Bryson Keller, but I read it again, literally almost in one sitting. I love this book so much. So this guy, Bryson Keller, makes a dare at the beginning of school with some of his friends at a party that anyone who asks him out on Monday can be his girlfriend all week long until Friday. There's some ground rules, like there's no touching. He doesn't want anyone to get the wrong idea. But he does normal boyfriendy things. So he picks them up for breakfast before school. He carries their books for them. He's a great boyfriend. But the catch is you have to catch him at the beginning of school on Monday. You cannot do it before Monday. It has to happen on Monday morning. And so multiple girls shouting out across the quad on Monday morning, "Date me, Bryson Keller." Well, one morning, Bryson and Kai get themselves in detention. And so they are not actually in a place where someone can ask. And Kai is like, you know what? I'm mad at you. How dare you make me late? How dare you get me detention? Date me, Bryson Keller. And Bryson's like, but okay, because there was no rules that stipulated it had to be a girl who asked me out. He's like, I didn't know you were gay. Guy's like, well, no one knows I'm gay, so let's sort of keep this on the down low. And so the book is super cute. Their friendship that evolves, the idea that Kai is living in the closet and how uncomfortable that is in a high school setting and how hard it is to not be able to express yourself the same way some other couples might. Cute artwork here on the back. It's really good. I really love it. It literally does everything right. I mean, there are parents who are accepting and there are parents who aren't, and there's the whole gamut of friends and acceptance and outing, and it was really great. It's probably one of my few 5-star books this year. It's so good that I reread it. Highly recommend it. It's in romance. It is a romance. All right, 7 Days of You. A girl is in Tokyo with her parents, with her mom, and her mom is leaving. She's been there on a grant working at a university, and now her mom is leaving. So they've been there for 4 years. Of course, she has friends, and she has this little crush, and then there's a guy from the past who comes back, and of course, 7 Days of You means literally she has a week. The book starts, and she has a week left, and every single chapter heading will tell you how much longer she has in Tokyo. It's a cute romance. I don't think that there's anything mind-blowing about it, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the concept. Some of it was a little, I don't know, angsty is probably the wrong word, but sometimes you just want people to talk to each other and you just like slap them upside the head because they're not talking to each other. I felt that way in this book. All right, Prince Charming, sign me up for every prince, royal, romance, anything. I'm just a fan. I don't know why. I just like it. I also really love Rachel Hawkins, who's written a lot of other things that I really enjoy. And so it was great. It was great. So this girl is actually the sister of the one who's marrying the prince. And so it's not actually that she is in a relationship with the prince, it's that she's been sucked into this vortex of crazy when your sister dates the Prince of Scotland. And so the whole book talks about, this really sucks. How come this is happening? Her ex-boyfriend is talking to tabloids, and her best friend is like, what's happening? It was really, really cute. I really enjoyed it. I really liked that it was set in Scotland, too. I don't know, just a fan. So the second one, Her Royal Highness, we don't have yet. The second one is not actually a continuation of this story. It's another story set in the same world as this one. But also romance, also in if you want to read it. If you want to talk about any other romances, I am a huge fan. So come talk to us about books this week. Thanks, guys.